like family members that have been around me for like a lot of things, and they've been on drugs, and I've had like family members that I know of that like I haven't been around, but I know they're on drugs.
To be honest, in my opinion, I wouldn't tell them, don't do it or like go do it. I'd just be like, well, whatever you think is the right choice for you, you do you. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything.
In the fall of 2015, we asked members of the Boone County High School Band what their experience is with drugs in their schools. Here are a few of their responses.
I will tell you that I wouldn't do it. I would tell you that I wouldn't even think about it. But I can't stop you.
Right. Kids start using drugs because they feel like they need to in order to fit in.
So do you think being in band and being a part of music and those things help keep you focused and sober and like living a good, healthy life?
It's that and good decision.
A lot of it is all the people at church too. They're always positive and they're just really nice people to be around. So if deleting the negatives out of my life.
You know, when I was in 7th grade, like I was just hanging out with like a bunch of high schoolers that were doing drugs, and you know, I thought it was cool, and then, you know, I didn't know what to do. I still didn't do any drugs, but like it was really hard. It was honestly
Very hard to say no.
It's like harder. It's much harder to say no to older kids.
During our conversations with the students, there were many factors that played a part in their decision not to participate in the drug culture. Family, religion, and friends. And one of the recurring themes amongst these students was their commitment to extracurricular activities, including music and marching band.
To be honest, my mom.
Your mom?
My mom keeps me sober because friends, like, I hang out with good people, and church, like, that's really good.
My parents are the biggest thing that helped me stay sober, and the fact that I don't want to end up being one of those people. Band helps because you really don't have time for anything else. You have to be always practicing, or be at rehearsal, or be at a parade, or a football game, or a pep band, or after school ensemble. You don't have time to do any of that stuff.
Well, school, yeah, because I really like my mom. She's really big into grades, so like I have to keep my grades up, and I really want a good future. And band, I'm here all the time. I think that being in band, like just the people alone, like I'm friends with a lot of people in band, and they like my best friend was just in here, and she'll keep me out of trouble if anything happens. Like I go to her with everything.
Many of the students have experienced firsthand the loss and devastation associated with a lifestyle of addiction, and find themselves turning to trusted adults in their life for much needed support and guidance.
Personally, I'd tell them don't do it because I've seen many of my family throw their lives away because of drugs, and
I had a very close friend of me died 2 days ago.
He's on opiates right now. Started out with cigarettes, then marijuana, and now alcohol and opiates. He said he cannot be happy sober anymore.
Mr. Barnhill I can talk to.
There's a few teachers here that I would feel completely comfortable.
So you feel like you can go to that person and talk to them about your problems?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I have, my parents, Mr. Barnhill, a bunch of many people at my church.
I call them my kids, I think of them as like my adopted kids. I care about their well-being. End of every day, I hope they walk out the door a better musician, but I really, more than anything, hope they walk out better people. My door's open, and I'm here for them. I'll help them out any way I can. Yeah.
How does music impact a kid's life?
First and foremost, it just keeps them busy. While my other friends were running around getting in trouble, or maybe not getting in trouble, just running around or whatever, not necessarily being productive with their lives, I was practicing my trumpet and thinking about what I wanted to do as a career.
Hi, I'm Rick Worth, and I have the privilege of serving Children's Home of Northern Kentucky as its Chief Executive Officer. Children's Home of Northern Kentucky has been in the business of hope since 1882. Hope for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, hope for all of its counties, hope for Boone County, all of the men, children, and women who call Kentucky home. Hope is the virtue of believing that what happens tomorrow will be better than today. Hope is a virtue that's especially difficult, however, to achieve in the midst of pain, suffering, trauma, adverse childhood experiences. And that's precisely the reason why our children's home came into being in 1882. Trauma, pain, a disconnect with family or friends can often be so painful that young people seek a way out of that pain at any cost, and many times that's through substance use. Children's Home has a special privilege of serving families and young people who need a helping hand in that arena of pain. And I'm happy to be a part of a group of 120 professionals working across all treatment lines, ranging from community-based to residential care, to make sure that people who are experiencing trauma or suffering have a helping hand, a bridge, if you will, to a better future. If you or someone you know needs such a bridge in the midst of trauma or pain, especially if the person that you love or know is dealing with a substance use disorder, Children's Home of Northern Kentucky is here to help.
The 2014 KIPP survey found that over 11% of Northern Kentucky 10th graders have been drunk or high while at school. This is one of the highest numbers in the state.
I think being involved in music in general, just that aspect alone keeps people out of trouble. Just wanting to be great at something and having a goal and constantly be working towards that goal. And the thing about music is it can always get better.
Yeah.
Your performances can always get better. You can always be better at the instrument. So you don't want to get out of the practice room because you want to get better and better and better.